Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 21st of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. What I'm going to do is give you a broad overview of what to expect, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac sign forecasts. Now this week begins with the Sun finding its way in its new home of Aries. This obviously gives us an opportunity for a sense of renewal, for getting on the front foot with fresh plans, or revitalising the strands that are ongoing with greater energy and enthusiasm. So really exciting stuff. But of course the ruler of the sign of Aries is Mars, and that's in sector 11 alongside Venus in the sign of Aquarius. And Mars comes into a direct and exact right angle with Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, the modern ruler of Aquarius, on Tuesday. Now, therefore, it could be a restless start to this week. Mars squaring Uranus can make us a bit more impatient, more easily frustrated with limitations. It could see us experiencing a greater consciousness about those people who share different values to us. We may be more impulsive about spending money. Also, someone could try to dominate us and restrict our freedoms, but equally we can push back on any restrictions that are trying to be imposed on us. So that's an interesting combination. At the heart of this week, also Mercury, in its debilitated journey through Pisces, combines with Neptune. Now this is absolutely awesome if we want to embrace the more spiritual dimension, to do some meditation or perhaps some creative writing or listen to some really enchanting music, but it can make it more difficult to grapple with details, so our concentration could be affected a little bit at the heart of this week. However, later in the week, Mercury moves forwards to forge a very penetrating link with Pluto. Pluto in the sign of Capricorn for that little while longer. It's moving into Aquarius next year, 23, for nearly 2.5 months. And then we'll go into Aquarius in 24 for a longer stay. But that combination between Mercury and Pluto can give Mercury in Pisces, which can be very mutable, can give it a bit more shape. So excellent for thinking behind the scenes of situations, do a bit of probing or research. But Friday's quarter moon also occurs in the sign of Capricorn. And of course, like Aries, this is a cardinal sign, very much about leadership. And I think the energy of the sun in Aries is quite immediate. It's focused on what it wants to do in the here and now, whereas the energy of Capricorn is more about the long established ways that things are structured. So it can be like having to deal with someone in a position of authority, like a line manager. It could be an institution, a governmental agency, and we may encounter some frustration if something we want to do that's new and fresh and exciting somehow receives less than enthusiastic support from someone who's part of the establishment, if you like. But that Aries energy is given a significant boost on Sunday when Mercury, the planet of thought and talk, moves into this sign, and that gives it much more fire, much more thrust. And I think that whole feeling of a new beginning is definitely going to be rejuvenated even more. Now please stay with me for your in-depth horoscope forecast, but if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. If you'd also like to rise above Zodiac astrology and understand more about your own personal situation, you can take advantage of my special offer of character analysis and a 12-month forecast. Get 30% off. No two charts are the same, and it will give you searing insights for the months ahead. If you'd like to get your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link beneath this video too, where you can subscribe for that. Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 21st of March. The Sun having moved into Aries is definitely a good news story, but it may feel that you can't quite get going in the way that might be expected with this change. And the reason for this, I think, is Mercury in its close alliance with Neptune, which is prominent on Tuesday and Wednesday. That can make you feel maybe a little bit less motivated, some emotional issues, some worries, a lack of structure around a particular issue could also be demotivating. And because Mars is in a very tense right angle with Uranus, you could feel more prickly and impatient and irritable than usual, to be honest. Later in the week, however, Mercury forges a more constructive link with Pluto. And if there is something that you need to think about in terms of domestic or family finances, you can make your way through it with more clarity. The quarter moon, however, that occurs on Friday is kind of saying to you, don't be too free and easy with your resources. But of course, we are going through a cost of living uptick, and that may be something that's causing some concern. So your instinctive reaction to this quarter moon may be to be quite conservative with your resources, just because of the general environment at the moment. But then on Sunday, Mercury emerges from its journey through the watery Pisces and arrives in the fiery Aries. And this is really going to be a point when things start to fall into place for you. And I think the new moon, which occurs on the 1st, and the cazimi between the Sun and Mercury on the 2nd, are going to bring a real sense of momentum. So this is a kind of, if you like, in-betweeny kind of week, a week of transition. And some emotional or sensitive issues may still need to be worked through before you can really be more expansive and more go-getting in the way you like to be.